Ricky Olsen's got 2 from 2 so far, Phil. Can he make it 3?
Well, Gunther starts from pole position. Red lights are on. We're away. Braden Elliott.
What a
He
start.
blitzes it off the start once again, but can he hold it on the run down in towards turn 1? We've seen Blair get him back a couple of times, but Gunther sweeps around the outside. Ricky Olsen's also got a pretty good start, Trev, and he looks like he's up into 4th place behind Blair.
Blair has started so strongly.
Oh, Principio, how out of control is he down into turn 2? He's able to gather it up as he makes his way through Ipone.
Still Elliott from Gunther, Blair, Olsen. So Olsen now race 2 winner earlier today ahead of Braden Elliott and Troy Gunther. I think they're good on the podium.
Good start for Mitch Levy as well on bike number 68, up into 5th position off the start.
So stream through Kawasaki turn 5, looking towards turn 6. Braden Elliott still from Troy Gunther. Rick Olsen has got the better of Michael Blair. Callum Spriggs in 6th place. Perhaps Spriggs have been a little bit disappointing this weekend thus far, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, he's probably, we were expecting him to be racing for the race wins, but yeah, maybe he's not completely confident with the machine this weekend. The track has been cold, and a lot of riders come saying that it's been very, very slippery.
He's suffering with some back issues too from one of those crashes earlier in the season. His shoulder and everything's fine, but yeah, he's got a bit of nerve impingement, I think, happening in his back. So
the other thing is
he could
that
be suffering a bit of pain out
That
there.
may also be stopping him from training, and as we just saw from the Superbike guys, you have got to be at the top of your fitness game if you're going to play with the big boys in any of these classes here this weekend.
Yeah, 3 wide across the stripe. It is Olsen that takes the lead from Troy Gunther. Braden Elliott's left on the outside, Hunter Dryden. Gunther runs across a few bumps there, gets a little bit wide at one, but keeps it together. Looks up the inside of Rick Olsen. He's going to give it a crack.
The Kawasaki's have shown to certainly have the top speed mumbo down the straight. But as we said yesterday, when they dynoed them, all of the ZX6s are overlaid over each other. They were all exactly the same within an absolute 15th of what each other was when they were dynoed individually. The Suzuki of Braden Elliott, not much different as well in absolute horsepower. So I think it's just the way
Braden Elliott tries to do under the change of direction. Troy Gunther holds him out.
That was where he was able to put some big moves on Rick Olsen at the end of the races over yesterday's program.
Braden Elliott don't mind backing it in.
And Blair is right there with them as well. Unfortunately crashed out of race number 2, Trev. He'll be looking for amends on board the Blair Build Finson Yamaha.
Troy Gunther got up to 3rd in the previous one. He'll be trying to improve into 2nd. Well, hopefully he's looking for a win, of course, but I think he'd be pretty happy also to score a 2nd place and just go that one position better.
I think he was also on the podium here in a couple of races at the first round on the Saturday program. Not sure about the Sunday.
No, not the Sunday, I don't think.
But he's been having a pretty good season this year in the very early stages of what's surely going to be a very promising road race career for the young Queenslander.
He's at the moment in 2nd position between a long-time Yamaha campaigner for a few years on the factory Yamaha team, Rick Olsen, before stepping away from the sport completely, but he's back in this year thanks to Chestnut Motorcycles and the Walders family.
That stepping away I don't think was entirely of his own volition.
No.
But he's back now, and he's let everyone know this weekend that he certainly is back.
You see Braden Elliott backing it in to turn 2 there. Blair catches perhaps a little bit. Still Olsen leads from Gunther.
The scary thing is too, Trev, that bike is still not modified anywhere near as much as allowed underneath the rules. It's still got a standard, although revalved rear shock in it. It hasn't got an Öhlins or a Penske or a Mupu or whatever you want to put in the back there. It has got the Öhlins cartridges in the forks, and it doesn't have a quick shifter as yet because they still can't get the quick shifter to work properly. So they just took it off, and Rick is actually changing gears without the assistance of a quick shifter, as you are allowed under the rules in this class.
So you still see Gunther staying with Olsen this time around. There's only a couple of laps to go. He's looking very good for Gunther. I think his lines do run him over a couple of bumps here and there, but suspension seems compliant enough to cope with it.
Obviously, I think he's getting Chris Jones from Triple X Rated Suspension to look after the suspension tuning of his machine. Rick Olsen, of course, relies on the knowledge and experience of Glenn Willing.
Callum Spriggs got back past Mitch Levy for that 5th position. 34.7 Rick Olsen on the last round in comparison to Troy Gunther's 34.8.
Good to see Benny Blythe back out there on bike number 25 too after had some engine issues in the last one.
Braden Elliott was a fair bit slower that previous lap around, and pick things back up in that lap just there, but he had lost a few tenths in that previous lap to leading duo, but he's doing very well to have regained a lot of that ground in that previous lap.
34.7 is the fastest lap so far in this race on lap 2 by Rick Olsen. A 34.9 for him on the last lap. 34.9 for Gunther as well. 34.7 fastest lap for Braden Elliott of the race so far on the last lap. Pulled back a couple of tenths. Yeah. Oh, Rick Olsen. He was nearly off the track there as they came off the hill and down into DIG chains turn 3. Oh, he was over the yellow line there. I reckon half his wheels were actually on the grass.
Gunther's got that machine of his turning very, very well. Seems to be able to use a lot less of the track than what Rick is having to use to stay in front. You see on screen there, that was Ben Blythe. He's engaged in a 5-way battle for 11th position with Kyle Buckley, Thomas Bryden, Jack Baker, and a young bloke called Warwick Nolan.
Yeah, well, you might know a little thing or two about... actually, Warwick Nolan's probably got more experience than the 3 guys in front of him. I'd throw the 4 guys in front of him all put together.
I'd say so.
And being a world endurance champion on a couple of occasions, probably done more laps as well, because all they do is just ride around and round and round for 24 hours at a time. Oh, that's Kyle Buckley.
Gets slowed up in the middle of the turn and loses the
Jack
front.
Baker's gone with him as well.
Goes out in sympathy. Kyle Buckley rather disgustedly walks slowly back to the BC performance at Kawasaki.
Oh, Jack Baker's a big fella. He should be able to pick that bike up and throw it up onto back onto its wheels.
So still Olsen from Troy Gunther. Braden Elliott still just there.
34.6
to Elliott that time around, fastest lap of the race.
You see how much wider Rick Olsen went there than Gunther on the run into turn 1. He was actually out onto the those white bits of tarmac on the outside of turn 1 where you tip into the corner.
I think Rick Olsen's showing Troy Gunther perhaps the best way around this Eastern Creek layout. He's using every inch of the track, or Troy's using so much less of the track. The machine really seems to be turning quite well. So just everywhere, just seems to turn so much earlier and tighter. Well, Rick's just using every inch of the tarmac.
And I haven't seen him actually run out real wide over the ripple strip there on the exit of turn 5, like a lot of the riders have been doing in all of the classes this weekend.
Yeah, Rick's very tidy and
very economical with his use of the racetrack is the Queenslander.
Braden Elliott's caught right up on them. Gee, he loves screwing that throttle on through those turns, does Braden Elliott. Really slides the rear end of that machine.
Braden Elliott's probably also the tallest of these riders as well, so he has to fold himself up underneath the screen of that GSXR more so than the Rick Olsen and Troy Gunther, both not the tallest guys out there.
The Suzuki is a roomier bike though than the
Kawasaki,
which help him a little bit, but there's not much of Braden Elliott. That very slim guy, but yes, he is very tall, much taller than the other two.
Checkered flag, Rick Olsen takes the win. Fastest man of the race though on the last lap was Troy Gunther, 34.677. In fact, there was only a tenth of a second between Olsen, Gunther and Braden Elliott in that last race.
So there we go, confirmation of your results there. Rick Olsen from Troy Gunther, Braden Elliott, Kawasaki, Suzuki, the first Yamaha home. Michael Blair ahead of Callum Spriggs, who did come on a little bit stronger towards the end of that race. Joe Precipio in 6th position, then Mitch Livy, Paul Young, Luke Mitchell and Cambridge Olivier.
Tommy Bryden
scores 11th ahead of Ben Blythe, who I think perhaps had to remount. Was he involved in that?
Well, he was one that blew up the engine at the back of the circuit.
Brandon Demery 15th, so at least he finishes his weekend with a point or two in his credit. So he's had a very challenging weekend as Brandon Demery and his crew this weekend. They've had a big fall on Friday and pretty much destroyed a machine and used enough bits off somebody else's machine to end up actually, I think, just about owning it by now. So so it's great for him to finish with a result at least. Of course, from here we have a bit of a mid-season break before we head to Queensland Raceway in mid-August for round 4. That is August 14th to 16th. So any Queenslanders tuning into this live stream coverage, mark that down in your calendar and we'll see you out there at Willowbank at Queensland Raceway, August 14 to 16. Then Wakefield Park, September 25 to 27 for round 5. Winton International Raceway, October 23rd to 25th. That's the week after MotoGP. So if you're heading down to Phillip Island for MotoGP, you want to stay an extra couple of days in Victoria, perhaps have a look around the high country, and then join us at Winton on the weekend of the 23rd to 25th of October.
Well, lands us down with our top three, and I bet Rick Olsen's pretty keen to have a chat.
Well, Rick Olsen, there's been some great comebacks, but I guess this has got to go down in the annals of history. 3 from 3 on the weekend. You and Kawasaki connection must be over the moon.
Oh, mate, it's unreal. You know, after Friday, I wasn't really expecting it, but I've had Glenn Willing doing the suspension, and, mate, what a difference. You know, the bike is just unbelievable. It does what I want it to do. It's fast. It's just unreal to have this team, you know, helping me out. It's good.
Well, you can see the joy on your face and on Carl and Sherry's face, as well as Matt. It's a great feeling, isn't it?
It is, because we all put in work, you know, on this bike to get it ready, you know, for Malar, and then we bought it here. We got some more parts for it, and it's, you know, proven, you know, with the right stuff, the ZX6 can win. So, yeah, like I said, massive thanks to Glenn Willing for setting the bike up, Carl and Sherry Waters for the bike, and Matty he pretty much put it together. So, thanks a lot.
In terms of the next round, Queensland Raceway, a familiar circuit for you. You've had success there before?
Yeah, I have. It's probably one of my bogey tracks. It's probably the worst track to be on the calendar, but I'll just go there and, you know, see what we can do. And I just got to keep hunting for wins just to make a dent in this championship. And, you know, it's all preparation for hopefully getting on a Superbike next year.
Good on you, mate. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Well, there you go. He announced his end game for season 2015 is to get on a Superbike for 2016. And
but the other thing was, though, too, that when Rick hit the front of the race for the first time yesterday, Matt said he was a bit worried because he knew who had put the bike together, Matt and Rick.
That's not very nice. Let's go down to talk to our young star of the weekend, Troy Gunther.
Troy Gunther, congratulations. A great effort, a good way to finish off a successful weekend for you.
Yeah, definitely. We've been improving every round, and to get 2 podium finishes today was really nice. Couldn't quite get the win. Hats off to Rick, he was riding really well. I'd just like to say big thanks to my dad and Kane Kelso. They've been working really hard all weekend, and I wouldn't have been able to ride without them.
Heading to Queensland next round, how do you feel about that?
Very good. We don't have to drive so far to go testing. But yeah, QR's a really nice track, and I can't wait to race there.
Well, there you go. Very happy Troy Gunther. Looking forward to racing at home. As Mike Jones said, that's his home circuit as well. So it will be nice to get up there Queensland mid-August, which can be a little bit cool as well, though, Phil. But we'll go down and have a quick word with Braden Elliott. Mr. Consistency for season 2015.
Well, Braden Elliott, not the way you'd like to finish. I'm sure you would have liked to have been 2 runs up, but consistency has paid off for you over the weekend.
Yeah, thank you. It would have been great to get the win out there this weekend, but as you said, consistency, some more points toward the overall championship. So, look, the bike's working great. It's handling perfect on the Dunlop tyres. It was really difficult that race. I was trying as hard as I could through that tight section in the back of the circuit to catch the guys, and I just didn't seem to have the speed down the straight. But look, there's a lot of positives to take from this, and yeah, overall good weekend.
Good luck with Queensland Raceway in the next round.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.